All right, guys, here's a introduction to the Google Sites. I've explained this in class, but if you need a reminder, if you didn't get to see some of that explanation, you can watch this to get a quick tutorial on using the Google Sites. So if you go to the link within the assignment, you can make a new Google site. Just make sure you're signed in. And then you should be able to make a blank page. This will be a new website. This is actually just a working document until you hit publish, and then you'll get an actual link that will be a website. You won't be able to share this with anyone outside of APS, so this is just within APS for now. So when you make a site, this kind of first page that comes up is technically your home page. You can make your website that just scrolling through one single page. There are examples of that in the assignment. You can also add additional pages. So let's say this is going to be your home. You can call it some sort of general name. If you wanted to add additional tabs or pages, you can click this under Pages. You can click Add New Page, and you can have different sections or different sort of categories. Sometimes students have had these different pages mirror the different requirements, so having like an About Me section, an Artist Statement section, a reflection, you can do that. Or you can design it so it's a little bit different. Like I've had students do Art 1 and 2 instead as tabs, and then they just have the different requirements within those different pages. So the design really is completely up to you. If you click on here, this is like your website name. So it might mirror your home, for example, but it's really up to you how you design this. All right, if you name it, it will also be titled that in your working document that shows up in your Google Drive as well. All right, so this kind of gets at how you might start to design and organize the different requirements. Once you're ready to start to actually build those different pages, you can use these different content blocks. So this is kind of like one of the basic standard ones. If you want to add a lot of artwork without any text, you could add a block like this. If you want to add text under your artwork, this is a good one to choose because you can start kind of building out different images and adding text there. If you want to do like an artist statement or a larger statement next to an image, you can choose some of these other ones. So it's really up to you, or if you have a lot of small like sketchbook pieces you want to add in, this might be a good one to choose. Once you've added these blocks, they are very flexible. First of all, you can delete a whole section. You can move it around. Let's say you decide, actually, I want this one a little bit lower. You can take sections and move them around on a page as well. I'm just trying to see. I think you can. You can also change the order of these different sections as well. So you can kind of plug and play these different blocks.
Faculty, students, and staff, please pardon this interruption, but there are popsicles in the cafeteria for all students during the lunch period.
Going back to the assignment, you can go to where I've collected a lot of your artwork through the year. So let's say you want to take one of your works. You can find your painting or your drawing within each of the project folders. I do suggest when you click on a piece and download it.
Please pardon this interruption. The popsicles are actually located in the courtyard. The popsicles are actually located.
Once you open your project, I would suggest cropping it before bringing it into Google Slides. So if you've got the image open like this, make this larger so you can see it. I can select just my image. I might have to lose a little bit of my image as I do this. Right? And then if you hit the crop tool, under the toolbar here, the markup toolbar. It will crop your image. You can rotate it. This is also what we had done for Scholastic. And then I would just save this work. Right now it's in my downloads, but I can make a folder for all of my images if I want to. Right, and save all of my work that I'm planning to put into my website. So going back to Google Site, I can add in an image. I can upload from my computer. I can select from Google Drive if I have them in there. But again, I do suggest bringing it in already cropped. Okay, because when you bring in an image, Google likes to crop it the way they think it should be cropped. And if you click here, I think, or here, crop entry, shoot. Oh, I would suggest this, uncrop. Because automatically it is cropping what it thinks works best for the Google site, but for us as artists, we want to make sure that our whole composition is present. So if you bring it in, I would just click this uncrop tool, okay? You can also copy and paste text. We previously wrote artist statements for the Memento Mori project and the classical figure painting, so you can rework those and just make sure you've answered all of the different parts. And then you can copy and paste that text into the Google site. All right, so let's say you're totally done with your website. You would click publish, and it's going to give you a website that you would then copy and paste into view publish site. So then we can take this link and bring it over to where you guys are going to turn it in. Turn in your website and Canvas. So you'll just pop that link in there and then click submit on your assignment. So this will be your final turn-in document here. All right, guys, so see me with questions, but that is kind of the basics. There's also some fun additional like tools down here that people often will use this image carousel. You can add like, 4 or 5 or 6 images, and then it will be like a carousel of images within your page. You can make these dividers. A divider will give you like a little space in between these different sections within one of your pages. Trying to think what else. Yeah, there's just some different, spacers. It's a little bit bigger. I think you can change the color of the spacer if you want. So you can divide it up as well. And then you can also change the look and design. So I think all of this is editable, like the color of your header, the image. You can select like different looks. Right, I think the background here, I can change the style. I think there's a color selector too. Section colors. I don't know. You guys can play. Select images, the background. Yeah, so there's lots of ways to kind of change the look of your website as well. Okay? But don't actually publish until you think you're totally done. You've met all the requirements. Going back to this Google Doc, you've got these 4 basic requirements that you're working with, and then click publish when you're totally done.